What's going on? N2AKJ here. Name is Drew. And I'm coming back with another YouTube live stream. Usually you'll say, and I do real-time, real-life parks on the air activations, which is true. But today I got something a little different for you. As you'll see in the description when you check out my channel, it specifically says I also do RC airplanes and helicopters. So I am building a habu. That's the name of the jet. Habu XS, which basically means it's extra large, extra sport. It's an 80 millimeter electric ducted fan, 12 blade motor, which is really cool. It's all yellow, so I really like the color scheme of it. And I just recently, hi, whoever's watching, welcome to the stream. So I just recently purchased this particular plane. I do have a lot of other planes, and I got 3 helicopters. I got 6 planes, which the 6th one I'm building actually right now. I'm just going to wait for a couple more people to show up if they do, and then I'll show you guys. I haven't built the whole thing completely yet. I'm just putting it together now. So while I got the tail section, the vertical stab, and the horizontal stabilizer, I'll show you that. So let me just flip it around real quick for the person who's watching right now. So this is the Habu XS. Horizon Hobby just came out with it. It's only been out a week, I think, maybe a week and a half. I just got it today. And so Horizon, they made 3 versions of this. This is the newest one. This is the 80 millimeter version. The first Habu they came out with was a 50 millimeter, and then they came out with the 70 millimeter. And those landing gear on the 50 and the 70 have a solid fixed landing gear. No springs, no retracts. And the one thing I didn't like about the 50 and the 70, because I had both, it didn't matter how you came in on your approach when you were landing or how much you flared, you would always bounce. It would bounce like a basketball. No matter what you did, no matter how light you feathered in on the landing, you would bounce like a basketball. So the nice thing about this model that they came out with is they implemented retracts with the, I think they're oil-filled shocks. They're not gas shocks, they're oil-filled shocks. And I believe the landing gear is attached to the wing. And the wing, it's nice with the way they did the wing. It's one solid wing. You don't have 2 halves that you got to slide in on each side. So basically, they also added lights to this. So there's a light there. There's a light there. I think there's a light underneath, under the belly of the wing. It's got on the front nose wheel, on the retract, they have a landing light there. It runs on 6S. You can do a 6S, I think it's a 4,000 to a 7,000 milliamp hour battery. I run 5,000s primarily on my giant scale Cessna and on my helicopter. Well, that helicopter over there runs on an 8S, so I run 2 4S packs on that. Actually, I'm sorry. That one right there, that's 8S, that's 6S, but I haven't flown that yet. I just got that. The one in there is the Kraken 580 from SAB, the Goblin series. So that one and that one will run on 6S. That one runs on 2 4S packs with a series connector. But anyway, getting back to the plane. So Horizon Hobby came out with the new Habu. It's an 80 millimeter electric ducted fan. It's an outrunner motor. It's got a 12 blade fan on it, which is sweet. It could do a top speed. It's been clocked at about 125 to 130 miles an hour. And so far, all I did was I put the vertical stab and the horizontal stab together so far. Now, I really like the way they did this plane because they have the servo leads really nice, tucked away in the fuse, comes out the back under here. Everything plugs in nice. You tuck everything back in the channel there. It's got 5 bolts to hold this on, 4 for the vertical, 1 for the vertical stab, 4 for the horizontal stab. Now, This has two separate servos because the elevators on this particular plane, it doesn't have the one servo on the side with the linkage rod going to the other side. They're two individual servos. So I have to set that up when I set it up in my transmitter. Once I bind the receiver to the transmitter, I got to set that up inside the radio, which is very easy to do. And basically now all I really got to do is just put on the wing. So let's check out the wing. Okay, let's check out the wing here. Okay, let me get it out of the car. I don't want to damage it. It's brand new. Just got it delivered today. So here's the wing. Apparently it doesn't have a light underneath here per se, but there's the retracts. The 50 millimeter habu and the 70 millimeter habu, if you know that particular jet, you know it doesn't have retracts. So that's pretty cool. It's got flaps, ailerons, which is really nice. So if you want to fly the jet a little slower, you can, as long as you're using flaps. But you don't want to slow it down too much if you're not using flaps, because with a jet, if you slow it down too much, it will just drop out of the sky like a rock. And then you'll destroy your $530 plane. Because that's what this goes for. It goes for $529. And if you want the free shipping and you want to wait a week to get it, that's a little bit more expedited. It's like 3 to 5 days. I got mine in 2 days because I'm in New York and they're shipping this out of Illinois. So that was pretty cool. And I really like this plane. I'm really looking forward to flying it. Real quick, this plane right here, not to get off topic, this plane is made by a company called Tower Hobbies, which is the sister company to Horizon. This is the 60 size Chaos, and I picked it up 2 weeks ago. And let me tell you, I've been flying the crap out of this plane. I absolutely love it. It's fast. It's responsive. You don't need a gyro in it, although there's guys at my field that will insist you should put a gyro in there. I don't fly planes with gyros. I don't believe in the gyros. The only gyros that I have in any of my aircrafts are my helicopters, because I'm forced to have a gyro in there. I don't have a choice. But other than that, all my planes I do not fly with AS3X, safe, no NX4 gyros, nothing. I like the twitchiness, I like the responsiveness of the plane, the littlest stick movement. I don't use Expo on anything. I've never have, and I never will, unless I'm forced to. But so I really don't have my cradle with me, so this is going to be a little bit of a pain. So let me turn this upside down. So what I really like that they did is they put the ESC, which is the electronic speed control, they put the ESC inside the fuse, and the wing covers over that. And the reason why they did that, because I watched the YouTube video on it, this right here is the airflow intake. So they made it so when you're flying, there's a constant flow of air on the ESC. Now, I could, if I wanted to, I could buy the fan for it because it does have the threaded holes here on the top of it where I could put a fan in there. But I don't want to mess with the fan. If it's not broken, don't fix it, So the other thing I like is, you see these right here? They have the servo connectors for the ailerons and the flaps inlaid inside the fuse. So you just lay the wing on top and it just plugs and plays. You bolt it down with the 4 wing bolts or 5 wing bolts and you're done, which is really sweet. And I'm looking to maiden this probably tomorrow because it's supposed to be nice tomorrow. And I'm going to be at my flying field tomorrow. And I don't know if I'm going to maiden it or I'll have one of my other pilots at the field who fly jets on a regular basis. Maybe I'll have one of them just maiden it. But down here is the retract. Right there is the nose wheel. And you can't see it from here, but the light is right in there. It's right in the front. it's mounted to the front of the nose wheel when it comes down. So I'm looking forward to seeing this thing fly and land. But it's really cool. It's a really nice plane. And, you know, I could sticker it up, but you know, the only time I'll put stickers on a new plane or an old plane is if it came with the plane itself. I don't like dressing it up too much. But, yeah, so there's really not much more to it than just putting the vertical stab, the horizontal stab. You put 5 bolts in the back after you plug in your wires. Once you do your wire connections, you channel it in right there. There's like a little channel inside the fuse. You tuck it in really quick, slap it all down. Oh, there is there's a mini spar which goes recessed inside the vertical stab that goes into the horizontal stab, I guess to keep it really solid. And then you have 2 screws that hold this to this. But other than that, so you have a total of 7 wing bolts. 7 bolts for the back, 5 for the wing. I wish what they would have did is they would have made quick connects. So if you want to take the wing on and off, you know, depending on what type of vehicle you drive, the way to depending on how you want to transport the plane. I wish they would have made it a little bit more easier than the way they have it set up. But I have a Ford Explorer, so I got a decent amount of room. I'm going to have to play Tetris in there because I got a lot of stuff. Other than that, over here, as you can see, I'll point to you, here and here are the screws to take this door off. That's where the motor sits. So if you had to replace the motor, or if you had to change the fan on it, you would take that out, and that would give you access to the motor. Let me just take this out for you. Hold on 1 second, guys. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. I want to take this off so I can show you the inside. All right, so here's the inside. So this is the receiver. It's the AR637TA, and the T stands for telemetry, and the A plus, it has AS3X plus. That's a new thing that Horizon Hobby came out with all their new receivers now. It's AS3X plus. Again, I don't fly AS3X. I don't fly safe, and the reason for that is, you know, if you're flying, if it's a stupidly windy day and the jet is rocking back and forth and you're fighting the wind, maybe, just maybe, I might engage AS3X just so I could fly the jet a little bit more stable. But relatively, I don't fly S3X or safe. I'm way beyond beginner. I've been flying since I was 18. Been doing this. It's not my first rodeo, so I don't like the gyros and all that stuff. Not saying it's a bad thing for those that want to use them. Hey, man, if that's what you want to use and that's what you enjoy using and it makes your flying experience a lot easier and less nerve-wracking, then hey, you do what is good for you. For me, per se, I don't like using any of that. These are obviously the connectors for the wing. Wait a minute, guys. Why have they got these extra wires here? I don't know why they got these extra wires here. That makes absolutely no sense. What are these for? I don't know what they're for. That makes no sense because if you look on the bottom here, those are the connections for the wing. So what the heck in the world are these 2 connections for? I don't even know. I mean, I know what that's for right there, where my finger is. That's for the bind plug, but you don't need a bind plug with this because you got the bind button right there. There's a button right there that I hold in. Once the battery's connected, the light will flicker, and then once I hit the bind button on my transmitter, it will bind together and the light will become solid. So I will have to look in the instructions why the hell there's 2 extra wires here. You know, sometimes when you get stuff from the factory pre-done like this, you know, they're always in a rush to get things out. So, because obviously, hey, Parker, how you doing? What's going on, man? So obviously, if those connectors aren't connected to anything from the factory when they put the plane together, then obviously I have to anticipate that they don't belong connected to anything. So I'm going to leave that alone. But I'll know right away, once I power up the plane and I have it bound, if I'm moving the aileron sticks or the flap or the toggle switch for the flaps and nothing's working, then obviously they must go to something. But I'm going to look in the manual further later on this evening. So the battery would sit here under the Velcro straps. This is a EC5 connector. And the batteries that I fly, the 6S5000s, have EC5 connectors, so I don't need an adapter. Now, you can get away using adapters with planes, but you really don't want to use adapters on helicopters because helicopters demand more amperage, and some are high voltage. So if you use an adapter, there is a possibility of a fire, burning the wires, and it'll just turn into a disaster. So the only thing I use on that helicopter right there, because it's an 8S, so I use two 4S 3700 milliamp hour packs for that particular helicopter. So to utilize the two packs, I have to hook it into a series connector. But right now, that's the only helicopter I have that I use a series connector for. That one and the one in there, it's just a straight up, you put the 6S in there, plug, boom, it's done. So, yeah, so I mean, I like the color scheme. I wish they would make this all yellow. I mean, gray is cool, but if you want to fly this plane and it's a pretty cloudy day out, let's say, you may see some of the yellow, but the gray paint scheme is going to blend in with the sky. So I wish they would have made it just solid yellow. That would have been nice, you know, just and let the owner, whoever buys the plane, to decide if they want to change the color scheme. But, you know, overall, it's a really nice plane. I'll let everybody know tomorrow after I fly it. I'll just put a little short out there, 3-minute short, and I'll let you know how it flew. I'm psyched. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't flown a jet in a while. I had a whole bunch of jets. I had a Motion RCP J50. I had a Viper 90. I had an F-16. I had an F-22. What else did I have? An F-35. I had a whole bunch of jets, and I haven't flown jets in a stupidly long time because I've been seriously getting into the helicopters. And I was just looking at my email, and Horizon showed the plane that they just came out with, and I said, okay, you know what? I got to get it. Let me try it out. So, all right, well, there's really not much more to show. The nose cone is magnetic. It comes on and off. So where is the nose cone? Oh, there it is. So this is the nose cone, and it's magnetic for a reason. It's meant so if you land hard, you don't bust the whole front of the nose off. Just the cone flies off. That's what that's for. Most E-flight jets that you'll find have the magnetic nose cone that will come right off. The only one that doesn't is the F-16. The F-16 has that needle, it looks like a needle coming off the nose, and it's solid to the front. So if you land too hard on the nose, you're going to break it right off. I wish they would have made that one as well. I wish they would have made that magnetic, but they didn't. But it's a pretty cool plane, actually. It's just weird how they put the red light there, the white light there, and they don't have the one underneath the wing. Like, sorry guys, the signal's popping in and out. So when you put the back together, you got two elevator connectors, and you have two rudder leads, two that go from the plane. What do you mean 2 rudder connectors? There's only 1 rudder on the plane. And that's exactly what I thought when I saw it. I thought the same thing. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I had to think about it. I said, wait a minute. Okay, so there's the 1 rudder. What's the other connector for? And when I looked at the top of the vertical stab and I saw the light, I saw that other connector only had a red and black wire. It didn't have the brown, orange, and yellow wire, which is, one is signal, one is positive, one is negative. Those wires go to the receiver. But when I saw the red and black wire, I said, oh, I know what that's going to. That's going to the light. So that's when I realized what that was for. That may throw you for a loop, because at first I was like, wait a minute, the vertical stab doesn't have 2 rudders on it. How the hell are you going to do that? But anyway, I'm just rambling on here. So more or less with this, it's just sit it in, plug it in, bolt it down, boom, you're ready to go. So I'm probably going to leave the wing off when I transport it to the field, and I'll just have to, put it together when I get to the field. I just don't want to damage it. It's a brand new plane, hasn't even flown yet, so just figured I'd throw that out there, guys. Let me look at the messages. Oh, there's not too many people really posting in the messages. Any of my moderators here, just throw a thumbs up or say hi or something. I'd appreciate it. Alex, Roger, Joe, anybody? Yeah, so instead of just showing you the plane, I figured I'd flip the camera around. But yeah, so I've been into the hobby, since I was 18. I'm 51 now. Been doing it a long time. I've had plenty of planes. How you doing, Parker? I've had plenty of planes. Some easier to fly than others. I mean, I can fly anything, basically. There's not a plane that I probably haven't flown. But I just recently came back into jets, and all my guys at the Port Washington field, a lot of them got jets, and I love watching them fly it. I love the sound of the motor. I like the characteristics of the way it flies. So I had to pull the trigger while the iron was hot and while I had the money. Because these planes, just went to Bayshore Hobbies. A buddy of mine owns a hobby store out in Bayshore, Long Island. I was just there early this morning. And he said these things are going like hotcakes. So I'm glad I got my hands on one before they went out of stock. So I'm looking forward to flying this thing. So when I bring it to the field tomorrow, I'll have my buddy Bobby, who's the chief safety officer and a really, really, really good friend of mine. He has a couple of jets. I'll have him check it out, and we'll just go over the finishing touches and make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. And if we have to make any modifications, we could do so at the field. But other than that, there's really not much more to show, except thanks for watching. And I appreciate you checking out the channel. I don't always stream on my channel about planes. I primarily live stream my Parks on the Air activations. I'm an amateur radio operator. My call sign is N2AKJ. And usually when I'm live streaming, I'm at a park. And I do Morse code, and I also do single sideband. And I've been a ham operator for 30 plus years. And I've made contacts all over the world, different countries and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So I'll do a short tomorrow just to let you guys know how it flew and what I think about it. But other than that, my next live stream is probably going to be when I'm at the park. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great Friday and have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And as we say in amateur radio, 73, which means good luck, best wishes. 73s, everybody. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. One more thing. If you want to support the channel, go into the description below where it says more. I have a buy me a coffee link. If you want to support the channel and you like the content, please hit the like, subscribe, tap the notification bell, and if you want, hit that buy me a coffee link. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for the like, whoever gave it a like. Please hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. because you'll never know what my next live stream will be. I could be here, there, or anywhere. Catch you guys later. 7-3.